tune to this. You're not expecting that E flat, were you? Doug. I'll never be a fast guitar player. I'll never burn as hard as Rick Graham, Guthrie Govan. What do? Fix your vibrato. Doug, my picking hand sucks. I'm never gonna be able to do the Al Di Meola, the Yngwie stuff, the Paul Gilbert speed runs, the picking my balls off type stuff. What do? Fix your vibrato. Doug, I'm never gonna be able to do those Nuno things with the big wide stretches and the percussive-y things here and even the taps, those arpeggiated taps, they're too full on. What should I work on? Your vibrato. I think that if you were to fix bending and vibrato, that's the one glue or the one salve that can save this planet. A great example is that solo in Faith No More, Ashes to Ashes. It's slow, it fits the song perfectly, and his vibrato, forget the dude's name, John something or other, and you can tell, it's like, okay, he's playing slow, his vibrato is great, he's got chops, even if he doesn't. His vibrato makes you think he does. It's that kind of a vibe. If you have a strong, wide, slow vibrato, it is kind of a flex. Now, how do you work on that? Easy. You practice it. You slow it down. I mean, Brandon Ellis has it to where his matches the tempo of the song. I mean, to a point. First off, let's just delve into it a bit. So, here's your E note. Now, you can play it however you want. I personally vibrato those four strings I bend down. And it's basically bend, release, bend, release, bend, release. No one really showed me. I noticed that George Lynch, I copied mine off his. Started with Ed, and then I heard George. I was like, okay, yeah, his vibrato is definitely a bit more wider or more aggressive than Ed's. And then I take the two, if you can vibrato the B string down, bend it downward, good luck to you. When I do it, it comes off the neck. If you want that vibe, go for it. High E, not happening at all. Okay, so how do you practice vibrato? I don't know. Take any note anywhere. I like to have backup. So if I'm vibrating a note, I like to have backups. So this is the guy I'll be vibratoing with. I got another two guys behind it. Even if vibrato with what I would think is... The minimum is always two. Can I vibrato with one finger, like the first finger? Absolutely. And it's actually more of a wrist action. I'm keeping my finger in one place and I'm tilting out kind of with my wrist. I only do that when I have to. If it's a minimal type thing, I like using my middle finger to do the vibrato and having the first finger behind it. Obviously, you should be able to vibrato with all your fingers. But, take any fret anywhere, any string anywhere. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to go... It's either vibrato or don't vibrato. You know what I mean? Don't sit in the middle. Make a noise. Oh, and another thing is listen to dudes who already do that. George Lynch. Listen to Tooth and Nail, that whole album. Bitchin' stuff. And the Lynch Mob stuff. Listen to Andy LaRocque. Listen to the King Diamond stuff. Listen to Abigail's a great album. And his harmony solos have the vibrato and they match. Oh, it's beautiful. Even Brandon Ellis does that. Listen to those Black Dahlia Murder albums with Brandon on them. They're fucking badass. Listen to there's a Japanese band called Dead End. That guy is like a really, really, he's like an Yngwie / Michael Schenker type. His vibrato was chef's kiss. I forget his name, and he passed away not too long ago. I was listening to him as a teenager. That dude was fucking badass. At least that way it kind of gets into your brain a little bit, and you can kind of hear what it sounds like. Ever since I was like, I don't know, 16, I was just mesmerized by big, giant, wide vibrato and pinch harmonics. And here's an E note. Let's take a D note, and then you bend up to the E. That's the way I used to do it. These days, I just hit the E. Now it almost sounds like I'm bending up to the F sharp. Don't matter. You can do it any way you want, really. Believe me, if you're playing in front of a crowd, they ain't gonna know. Trust me. Now, another way we can vibrato. One way I call the Adrian Smith way, which is the way I love a lot. He pushes down and pulls up. Yeah, and he just... See, here's another thing. Like, whammy bar vibrato, that's like a technique in itself. I've been influenced to use it backward from two people. Alan Holdsworth and Dimebag. And this, it kind of gets it out of the way. If you're using it and it sticks like that, you have to physically go like that. Whereas if it's already back here, you don't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do it back like this. And it's easier to flutter when it's back. When it's here, it's in your way. Like if you have a big run after you use the whammy bar, like I said, you have to flick it out of your way. So like I said, with Adrian Smith vibrato, you hit the note, you push down, you pull up, and then it kind of does its own thing, and you just follow along. Love it. You can't get that with just your hand. All you can do is kind of go up. You can go, there's the note, you can go there. You can go there. His, you go like that. Ed, you can only go down. And that's really kind of it. I think the funnest string to vibrato on is probably a G string, because it's the thickest of the non-wound strings, and it's also the easiest to get pinch harmonics on, besides like the low E. That's why you always hear Lynch. Lynch's harmonics are usually on the G string, so are Ed's, because, unless you're doing dive bombs. I love dive bombs. If I could put 5 or 6 dive bombs in every song, I absolutely would. B's alright. I consider myself really lucky if I can get a pinch harmonic on the B string for whatever reason. I don't know why that is. Probably I don't practice it. And I find the E string is probably one of my least favorite strings to, I don't know about vibrato, but... Here's the thing I started doing intuitively, because I know that I wanted the Adrian Smith whammy bar vibrato, and I knew, and I didn't want to use a whammy bar, I wanted to use my fingers. So what I do is I go something like this. So I hit the note I'm intending to hit, which is this G string 9. And then I come back on it on the 8th. And then that way it's just... my simple way of doing it, you know what I mean? So you come up to the note you want to... So you want to hit this 17th fret B. So you hit it. You double up on it, but you... just mess around with all the different types of vibrato there is. So with finger vibrato, I don't know, try nailing it with one finger. Or even try doing one finger melodies. to be insanely intricate, you know? Try to sing with your fing. And then it's cool because once you start adding, like even if you've been with your pinky, these two are on the same string as your pinky. This finger actually starts to physically cover the G and D, and then that way at least the meat on your hand can cover the low E and A. So that way the only thing that's ringing out is the only thing ringing out is the B string, and I'm taking this part of the second finger on my right hand and lightly touching the high E so that everything is being muted. When it comes to vibrato, slow and steady really does kind of win the race. I promise you. I promise you. And it doesn't even have to be like comically wavering, you know, like you're doing major third bends, you know. But just even just slowing it down would help. Leave a comment below and we'll argue about it. Trust me when I say your best interest is at heart. I mean, learn the Godfather theme and just vibrato the shit out of those notes, you know? Learn the Love Boat theme. Learn any sort of cartoon theme and just shake the shit out of the notes. You don't even have to speed it up or nothing. Play at exactly the same speed as what... No, that's a horrible example.